Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mohammed Saim Khan, and we are already in week 2 of this business tourism course, and today we'll be discussing about MICE as a supplement to tourism. We are discussing about MICE. We have done a lot of things already about MICE and how it is a supplement to tourism that we'll be discussing in today's videos. So there will be significance and how it is a supplement to tourism. So, MICE in travel is a distinct and emerging form of travel that blends leisure with business, right? With business, with events, conferencing, and award ceremonies. With its ability to create substantial revenue and make a powerful impact, MICE tourism offers a unique and dynamic experience for travelers. Participants have a chance to travel, relax, and engage in the activities they enjoy. Balancing work and leisure in a harmonious way can enhance work productivity. Fostering unity between employees and the company is the key. So, the event creates a platform for businesses, investors, customers, and partners to meet and seek opportunities for collaborations. The event has a positive impact on multiple economic sectors, contributing to the promotion of tourism for the destination. In almost every country, tourism is a seasonal business. I think you all will agree with this, right? And in a country like India, this is all the more apparent because of the vagaries of the weather. That is why there is a peak period when everything goes helter skelter with inadequate infrastructure and mismanagement rampant. Example, Shimla during summer, we all have seen videos, footages, and news pieces of Shimla, ke how there is a scarcity of water and how people are lining up on the water sources just to get a bucket of water and all, and they are requesting people, please do not come to Shimla, right? And several other such examples. And there is a slack period when everything is underutilized and rusting. And many of us must have experienced this, that while the services which are very costly in peak season, when you are visiting somewhere off season, so they are ready to provide you those services at very cheap rates, and people are running after you. Okay, take this service from us, okay? And you have multiple options at that point of time. Services are cheap and all. So although some countries take this time as the time of rejuvenating, but the developing countries cannot do this because they cannot afford it. So it is during this off season that a hard sales pitch for mice can be created and sustained till the time when the peak season begins. In this scenario, all sorts of conventions, meetings, and conferences can be held in hotels and resorts which would otherwise be not in use. Similarly, these facilities can also be used for exhibitions. Not only that, the government, the private sector, which includes the airlines as well as the hotel sector, can market MICE in a very concerted manner. After all, they are also affected by the seasonality factor. So we have earlier discussed a link between employment and MICE sector. There is another side to it also. The much needed foreign exchange that comes through the tourists usually slackens during the off season. To counter that, MICE can be really pitched in the off season. Since MICE tourists are averagely higher spending tourists than the leisure tourist, obviously, the much valuable forex can be attained regularly, leading to nil trade deficits. The government and the industry people keep complaining about the lack of numbers so far as the tourists are concerned, because the desired foreign exchange target cannot be reached in the small numbers that we get, and because we usually do not get the upper end of the tourists who spend more and thus give more forex to the country. In this scenario, it becomes all the more essential that we develop MICE in a big way so as to overcome a substantial part of the foreign exchange problem. Uh, at a very different level, both MICE and tourism are connected in an intrinsic manner. In a few words, if tourism is developed, then MICE benefits, and if MICE is developed, then tourism benefits. Let us examine this. A well developed destination always holds a special charm in the minds of the people. So, organizers of meetings, exhibitions, and conventions want exotic locations for their happenings, particularly for those organizations that want the best for their attendees. And where money is not a constraint, most of the meetings and conventions are held in these locations. This gets us to another very important component of MICE, which is incentive travel. Again, for organizations where money is not a restraint, the best holiday spots are offered to their employees as a part and parcel of a motivation package, right? We already have discussed much about incentive travel. So, if a company has got a scheme to reward its employees by packing them and their family to say Switzerland, then it will sure will find a lot of employees working much harder to achieve the reward. Thus, what we find is that tourism development can be made directly proportional to the development of MICE. At another level, MICE can actually help in the development of tourism in a particular area in two ways. Let us see how this is possible. Suppose an organization has planned to hold its annual conference in a rather recent and sought after destination, which is still not a mass tourist area. So, in this situation, most of the delegates who arrive there would not have seen that place, obviously, and would like to go sightseeing if their schedule permits. Even if you assume that the organizers have arranged a general sightseeing trip, yet it would not be in such a manner in which a leisure tourist would see that destination. At this point of time, what is required is aggressive promotional campaign by the destination authorities and by the attraction owners or managers to give an attractive yet authentic picture of the destination in a way that would ensure repeat travel. In fact, if the meeting or the conference has only employees and no accompanying family members, the picture should be so presented that the delegates come back with their families or spouses. In a nutshell, once the destination has procured MICE tourists, it should promote itself in a manner that ensures repeat travelers and that too in large numbers. This is the first way in which MICE can help in the development of an area. Let us now see what the second method can be. So, apart from the meetings, conferences, and exhibitions, there is another very important segment of MICE, that is of incentive travel. Incentive travel, as explained before, is a tool used to reward and motivate the people by the management. In this case, the expense for the travel is totally incurred by the company. Since the expense is totally incurred and borne by the company, the destination's choice is also totally the sole discretion of the company. Right? So, destination authorities can rope in and persuade corporations to let employees avail of incentive travel in their destinations. This kind of a happening will have two benefits. One, it would act as a promotional tool because this is a very subtle form of promotion. It would be less expensive to undertake such a campaign. Secondly, since the traditional methods of promotion are not being used, it would ensure select customers, and the danger of the destinations turning into a mass destination due to overuse would be checked if not eradicated. This means that incentive travel, as well as all forms of MICE, if used correctly, can be used as publicity by word of mouth. This is a form of promotional tool that has a lot of importance in the tourism industry, where intangibility is the key word, and tourists believe more in other people experiences and hearsay than the written and the promised word. Another manner in which MICE can supplement tourism is slightly complex matter. We may undertake a situational analysis for it. Suppose there is a convention of top marketing managers going on at a particular destination, which say is in Kerala. Fine. These managers are from a European country and are not knowledgeable about the touristic attractions and features of the state. Once the convention is over, these managers have a day to spend in the destination, which can what can be done is that instead of taking them around the beaches and the countryside, they can be given a glimpse of you know the new world, renowned Ayurvedic health centers. They can be told about these special stress boosters that they would benefit from, keeping in mind their stressful lives and their hectic lifestyles, and be persuaded to come back not necessarily on a leisure holiday but on a rejuvenation program. This case has just been taken as an example, but there are a lot of other such special interest activities that can be combined with MICE tourists, keeping in mind their profile and the kind of time that they have on their hands. In this way, the tourists for MICE can act or come back as special interest tourists and not just leisure tourists, as the trend the world over is. Okay, so this was about how the benefits and how these are intertwined. Now, significance of MICE tourism in hospitality industry. Well, MICE is robustly creating great opportunities in the hospitality industry. This sector has a growing demand for hospitality services, including venue management, event planning, logistic technical support, and catering services. The hospitality industry is expanding its resources and workforce to accommodate such needs. All these expansions meet the needs of MICE tourism. Here are some of the reasons showcasing the significance of MICE tourism in hospitality industry. In some further videos also, you might see a little bit with relation to the hospitality industry. And as already told you, okay, such topics are used for different context in different videos. So, MICE events seek technologically advanced infrastructure and futuristic facilities to meet the needs of businesses. Due to this, the hospitality industry is encouraged to take up modern technologies to provide the best in class services. So, MICE technology steers innovation. Just a second. Yes. Next, MICE travel creates job opportunities, as you can see. So, as demand in the hospitality sector increases, employment opportunities are created in the industry. From event coordinators to technicians, every area of hospitality gets a new workforce to meet the demands of MICE travel. Thirdly, MICE travel extracts seasonality from the tourism industry. So, seasonality refers to the peak and off peak seasons in the travel industry, as we were just discussing in our previous slides. Okay, how the seasonality affects the people who are in tourism business. And if we talk of certain destinations which are tourist destinations, so people are living off on like these services only, they don't have anything else to do, right? So there's a seasonality effect, like off season they don't have anything to earn. Whatever they have earned during on season, during the season, they are spending it now. So seasonality refers to the peak and off peak seasons in the travel industry. MICE tourism ends this fluctuation in demand due to seasonal biases. Most business events take place in the off peak season or shoulder periods when visitor traffic is typically low. And MICE travel brings capitalists to the tourism industry. MICE travels leads investor to come forward and invest. It results in expansion in the hospitality industry at a large level. The investments result in facilitating the needs of MICE event. MICE tourism expands knowledge exchange and networking. Well, MICE introduces a platform for everyone to exchange knowledge and build network. MICE events facilitate the sharing of insights, research findings, and best practices among professionals. The attendees get access to the latest industry trends, innovations, and updates. So, this particular lecture highlighted MICE as a powerful addition to tourism, demonstrating its critical importance in promoting global cooperation, accelerating economic growth, and improving the allure of the place overall. MICE tourism is a strategic force easily incorporated into more significant tourist initiatives for shared advantages and increased international participation. So I think this is pretty much clear, right? So we discussed how MICE is a supplement to tourism, and how they both can provide benefits to each other. So this was the main crux of this particular video. This is what we had mainly done, how MICE is supporting tourism, and how development of, like, say, infrastructure and other tourist resources, it gives a boost to the MICE sector, and why MICE is so important specifically in the off season areas. Sorry, in the off season, when there's the seasonality effect is there, how MICE is covering that up and can add up to the GDP. How the MICE travelers, they are spending more than the leisure tourists. So people who are traveling with the purpose of MICE, they are well behaved, they are spending more, right? And when companies are hiring specifically, again, they are spending more on rooms, on food, and so this whole tourism industry can run with the help of MICE. So this relationship we had discussed thoroughly in this particular video, and that was the crux of this video. And the significance of MICE tourism in hospitality industry, we had also discussed that MICE, how MICE tourism steers innovation, how MICE travels creates job opportunities, and MICE travels extracts seasonality from tourism industry. Right? Okay, and MICE travels bring capitalists to tourism industry, and MICE tourism expand knowledge exchange networking. So this is all about this particular video. Okay, so thank you for listening, and we'll meet in the next video. So till then, have a nice day. Thank you.